Alrighty guys, apologies for the delay. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Hope we're all doing well. I was running around like a headless chook at the moment, being absolutely flat out personally. What is going on here? Why is my watch list disappeared? They're back now. Yeah, so apologies for keeping you guys waiting. Hope you're all doing well. First, I've actually looked at the charts basically since sending in some analysis during just pre-Asian session for the free Discord members group. Hopefully you guys who are in there, and you all should all be in there, had a look at that, because GJ basically ticked the box in accordance to the plan. I didn't get to trade it, to be honest. I was too busy to worry about trading during today, but it was good to see nonetheless that the analysis from the Discord did play out nicely. So once again guys, if you could hit the like button, let's get stuck into it. Don't want to waste too much time, seeing we are coming towards London Open. So let's start with, as always, let's start with GJ and let's have a look to see what we've got. I'll delete the drawings. I am off mute, and I am good. All right, that would be in a pain. All right, so looking at GJ, starting the weekly, once again, looking at that previous weekly candle. Obviously yesterday was the bank holiday over here not here, but over in UK and also in Japan. So didn't trade myself, but obviously the current weekly candle, we're pulling back still into that previous weekly candle. Once again, you can mark in the fib from open to the lowest point, or you can mark in from the highest point to the lowest point. I'm just going to mark in from open to the lowest point, marking the 50% level. Once again, see what we've got around that level, if there are potential levels of resistance for price to reject, and I would like to see price remain below that level. And if we do so, then there's a good chance eventually we'll come back down, retest the low, and continue in line with the previous weekly candle. Now, so we are strong bearish still based off the weekly. Looking at the daily, see now this is starting to give me some confidence to look for a deeper pullback. The fact that we had that previous daily close back bullish, strong bullish, higher low, higher high, bullish engulfing candle. Current candle now has a higher low, higher high also to the previous, so we've got counter probabilities to the upside on the higher time frame. Structurally, we are technically still bullish. We still remain bullish, so there is a good chance that we could, if we do respect the low of the current daily candle, eventually retest the high and then potentially head back up towards, again, the 50% of previous weekly candle. We'll see if we've got any sort of resistance once we go down to the 4 hour or M30. Now, having said that, we have a higher low, higher high. that would suggest to me there is no real need for us to pull back down and break our own low if we were to continue bullish. So I'm just going to mark in the low of the current daily candle, and we're going to see what we've got below that level, if there's going to be any potential sell options onto the 4 hour. Looks like there could be below that level. So structure, we do remain. Did this not change from yesterday? See, that's yesterday, guys. Who remembers this? Yesterday was a bullish candle. So that's actually changed overnight for some whatever reason. So I would say, yeah, this is strange. I'm looking at the same providers, the same one I always use, Forex.com. So bearish. Yesterday was bullish. Today's bearish because we've got a swing point just there now for whatever reason. So we are bearish. We are bouncing off the previous level of consolidation here to the left though. We have created support on this impulse to the upside. So once again, if we were to continue bullish, we should respect that level of support. It's the same level on the 30-minute. I'm just going to mark that zone in on the 4 hour. It's also a 4 hour support. Can't yet mark in resistance on the current 4 hour. That 50% lines up with a support over here to the left hand side. If I was to drag it across a bit more, lines up with this support also. So I still feel that 50% of previous weekly candle pull back towards that level is going to be relevant, and we see if we do get sellers coming in, or if the buyers step in still and hold structure in the current within the current daily candle, current weekly candle bullish. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at that point there. But we do remain actually now at the moment bearish in structure. So we've got the weekly bearish, the 4 hour bearish, daily is bullish, the M30 is going to be bullish. So therefore the bias is technically neutral. Thank you for the sub. As far as the resistance to the upside, I'm not going to bother because it's still a fair distance away at the moment. So I'm just going to mark in the most recent resistance, local resistance form within the current daily candle. Current daily, like I said before, has a high low to the previous. Technically, structure will flip on a closure below 193.40 roughly. However, I would still look for potential buys as long as we respect the current daily candle's low, form a support above the current daily candle's low. Even if we actually break below that level, at least close back above that support around that 193.30, which again, I sent that analysis into the Discord group earlier, then I would prefer to look for my potential buy options from lower down. So buys upon the pullback, we're currently in a bit of a pullback phase. We've just broken below the previous resistance, so if that's the case, then could be a chance we could come back down further. I'm not going to just chase a sell right now. I need to see a little bit more confluence to potentially look for a sell. Just going to drag this down a bit further, and I would say there are going to be some decent sell options below the support at 193, 170, just a little below the current daily candles low. We do break the current daily candles low, begin to consolidate just below that level. Yeah, between the current daily candles low and the support just a little bit lower down, then I'd just be waiting for a nice closure below it, and I would look for my sell options at that point there. So sells below, let me mark it in, 193, 174 to be exact, on a closure below. Now we could obviously pull up and respect support around that 193.50 if we've got a support formed within the current daily candle at that point there. Once again, I did mention in the Discord, that could be a level price could pull back to the former support at. If we do once again pull back to former support at that level, I would also entertain potential buys. Now obviously buys upon a break of the high, upon continuation, would also make sense. We're creating high lows, high highs within structure. The M30 structure is bullish. We've got daily candle probabilities to the upside as well. So upon continuation, that will make perfect sense for me as well. As for options within the current range, have we got a pause? Not yet. All right, so I'm going to need to wait at the moment, and I'm likely wanting to see GJ, if I was to buy it, other than above the high, come down to at least 193.50. And for the sells, obviously a pullback to retest the current daily candles high. If we fail to close above it and we pull back into the range back below that 194.08 roughly, I will look for my potential sell options from higher up. So that is a GJ with about 15 minutes left until London Open. Pretty simple analysis, and let's quickly move on to gold. Then I will say good day to everyone in the chat. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I want to make sure there are more on stream. All right. right? Because I know what's going to happen as soon as people pop on, they're going to want to think of gold, what I think of GJ. It's a bit frustrating having to repeat myself a million times. All right, so on to the weekly. And again, gold, based off the previous weekly candle, and it is a still strong bearish candle. Current candle trading within the high and low of the previous. We are currently pulling back a bit. Let's see what we've got once we go down to the daily, 4 hour and M30. So still based on the previous weekly candle, and strong bearish. Looking at the daily, so okay, so structure wise we are technically bullish. Not only that, we also have the previous daily candle closing bullish engulfing. Current daily has created upper wick, is coming back down to retest this low. So if we begin to break our high and break above the previous daily candle high, there is likely going to be probable trades to the upside upon continuation as well. Let's mark in the current daily candle's low. Have we already formed support at the current daily candle's low? If so, we'll see what we've got. I really have not even checked the charts out at all, like I said, until just now. So I don't even know if we've got a support yet on the money time frame at that level. We are bearish in structure. We have lower high, lower low to the previous candle, which was quite a strong bearish candle, not quite engulfing, still a strong candle though. So seeing we are rejecting resistance, there is a high probability we'll come down. We've got some clean traffic to the left as well. So just going to mark in most recent resistance, going to mark in most recent support. I'm just going to use that bearish candle low and adjust it on the M30. We've got obviously a level above the current resistance, which price could potentially tap into if we begin to break above, create a high within the micro trend, and retest potentially the structure point on the 4 hour, which is at 2,342 to 46 sort of level. So we are technically bearish with counter probabilities to the downside. Onto the 30-minute. Now this is technically bullish in structure. So we got the daily and the 30 bullish. So it's very similar to GJ at the moment. All right, so within the current daily candle, we've created a high at this point here, 2,332.225. I'm just going to drag this zone down a little bit. So I'm only incorporating the high of the candles that form resistance at that level. I would say if we start to close above 2,300, and let me just mark it in, just 2,330.68 roughly, a closer above the resistance, tap in, continuation, I would look for potential buys likely above that current daily candle's high. So waiting for a closure above the resistance form just below the current daily candle. Now the good thing is we're pulling back to retest the support, and if we respect this level of support, so a little bit below obviously the current daily candle's low, we've just recently created the current daily candle's low. We have that level there to the left, 2,316.70 to 1570. And that point, if we start to close below, we're going to flip the M30 structure back bearish. So I would like to see price remain above that level if we are to continue to the upside. So for me, I'll be looking for buy options really above 2,316.755. Now, if we start to close below that level, what I'd like to see prior to it though is pullback. So within the current daily candle, this is similar to, I think it was last Thursday, within the current daily. Let me just delete this. What we had at that point, and we ended up taking an impulse sell, if you guys remember, it was a really nice trade. Within the current daily, we've had price create a high, bit of chopping about lower, you could argue a lower low, lower high, just pull back to create another lower low. So if we do test down to this support, pull back to create another lower high, we can approach the support 2,315, 2,316, start to pop below it, could provide for potential sell entries below that level just there. So would consider the sells below 2,315.755. I'm just going to put sells below. Actually put, be helpful if I put buys above that level there. So that is on the pullback now. All right, so within the current daily candle, on the way down, we've created a resistance, confirming that lower high within the current daily candle structure. So if we were to continue bearish, then if we do pull back, we should really respect that 2,325 sort of level. As long as we remain below it, I would look for potential sell options to take it back down. Could be just pulling back to grab a little bit more liquidity before we head back down. Now, having said that, if we were to continue bearish, and we should respect it. If we don't respect it and begin to pop above it, what we do see is we got some pretty clean traffic to the left. At that point there's a high probability, in my opinion, that price will pull back to retest the current daily candles high. And then if you do have the volume momentum, potentially retest the previous daily candles high and continue to the upside. Further sells upon rejection of the resistance. Once again, if we respect the current daily candles high, the previous daily candles high as well, I'm going to pop back below 23, 29, 365. I will look for my sell options. So buys above the resistance form within a current daily candle. And you guys get the picture for the sells as well. Can't quite fit that in, but as long as we remain below that, where I've got buys above here, 23, 25, we can look for potential sells, and that is gold, guys. So hopefully that makes sense. Once again, thank you for the likes. If you could continue to hit those, that'd be much appreciated. And I would knock off. So first of all, what I be focusing on right now? Why has this changed? Oh man, was I on a different GJ chart? You're all gonna be kidding me. All right, guys, let me quickly just mark up GJ again. This is just... apologies, won't take long. I must have been on a different chart from the end of the stream yesterday and I'm not bothered to change back. All right, pretty simple. It's basically as far as the zones. So it buys above upon continuation, sells below that resistance, buys above the support and sells below the support, and that's GJ. All right, so the focus for me right now, would I consider... no, I wouldn't consider buying GJ unless it really begun to flip now. Yeah, I mean, none of them are quite ready at the moment. I think we just need to wait, to be honest. I always prefer to trade gold, so I suppose that would be my focus, but also I'll be obviously keeping an eye out on GJ. Meantime, we have 7 minutes left till London Open. Let me knock off GU, and then I will manage to say good day to the chat quickly. So looking at the weekly on GU, once again it proves weekly. I call it a weak bullish candle. That would suggest to me that seeing a crazy upper week, we begin to pull back down and retest the low of the previous candle only to break it. There's a high probability at that point there we will continue to pull back towards the most recent support in the daily time frame, around that 123,650 sort of level. So it's technically weak bullish on the weekly. Daily structure is technically bearish. Very lackluster yesterday, not a great deal of volume. A higher low, lower highs at the previous candle, even a long wick to the upside. We've almost retested the low of it. I think if we begin to break it, it could lead to a deeper pullback. It doesn't look like it's going to be the cleanest to the left low based off the higher time frame. Yeah, we're currently at a 4-hour support. Structure on the 4-hour is technically bullish. So we've got the weekly as bullish, albeit weak bullish. We've got the 4-hour structure bullish. We've got the daily as bearish. Formed some resistance on a 4-hour, not too far up. As far as support, I'll wait to see what I've got on 30-minute. Just use the most recent levels. All right, so I can now just drag this down. Perfect. All right, GU, obviously on the 30-minute time frame, we do remain bearish from this big move down, correcting the news from NFB. So therefore, the bias is at the moment, it's once again, it's neutral. So what I prefer to do is, at this stage, because we're at support, I'd be looking for my catalyst to potentially buy. What have we got in the 15? Nothing just yet. This is just showing that we're lacking the volume right now. What I'd like to see is a bit of resistance form at the current level, and as soon as price begins to pop above it with a nice strong closure, correlating with an M30 closing a strong bullish, that could be a potential option. So let's just say London Open, you get a nice bearish closure on the first M15, only to be followed by a bullish engulfing to close back above the bearish candle's high. Maybe on the following M30 candle, you could be looking for buy options. It does look okay just now, but I just don't like the the way the price action is forming right now is, and seeing it's London Open, I'd rather just miss this move if it was to eventuate. I'd be looking to the left, where could we potentially pull back to the former resistance. We've obviously got a level forward within the current daily candle, which is at, obviously it's level 1.25550 roughly. So if price does begin to reject that level, I will look to take a sell back down if it were me. As long as you have the margin. Buys above it also look good. I just drag this down a bit. Price closes above that resistance, there's a good chance that price will come up towards that 125.70 sort of level. So I'll look for buys above it as well. Now, as for the sellers, so confluence for further sellers below the low just here. We'll obviously have daily candle creating lower high, lower low to the previous as well. Well, weekly, again, that based off the previous, suggesting to weak bullish candle, price could, it potentially, if it begins to break that support, I think it's likely to come out back down further, potentially retest a lot of that previous weekly candle. So I'd be looking at sells definitely below the support here at 1.25240 if it were me. But obviously they're way off it just now, so test the patience for that one. Could be some trades prior to that. And further sells below 1.2570 roughly. Price does reject. So that is GU. Just quickly, I mean, it's not the worst trade to be in it if you are looking to take it at London Open. I don't trade GU, so I'm just going to wait. I'll leave NAS until just after London. I want to see what happens to London Open. Is there anything? If we got a pause in a 15, don't have nothing. So there's nothing just yet for me on GJ, nor is there anything on gold. Just need to patiently wait and see what happens, guys. I'm just going to remove that resistance. Gold's just a bit of a mess. In all honesty, I'd rather it pull back down to 23.17, 23.16 sort of level. Almost support that level there. Because right now, it's just price action is really choppy to the left. Just not presenting anything familiar to me within price action, any sort of catalyst to suggest that we're ready to bounce off this level. Obviously, it doesn't mean that it can't do so. It could definitely do so. But it's nothing that I'm familiar with within price action. No pattern. So I'm just, at this stage, waiting for something to play out. 2 minutes until the open. Franco, good morning to you, brother. Saxy, good morning. Lau, Elias, Compara, Doreska, Dicky 001. I'll have a look after I do NAS. How's it going, chat? Hasn't he? All good, brother. Hope you're well. Steve, good morning to you. Sean, good day, mate. So, guys, thank you. Appreciate you. Josh, we don't have any impact news until Friday morning. I don't think there's much high impact news at all this week as far as for the US dollar anyway. There is for the pound. I think that's what you're referring to. So I've actually changed the settings on this to, actually that's not right, 11:53 AM. That's not, God knows what time zone that is. Just gonna change it back to my time zone. So Friday, there's obviously GDP. Unfortunately, I can't be on until just after that release. I definitely will be on stream though, but just a little bit after it. Yeah, so Friday's the main day. Aussie cash rate came out. They kept things the same. So Aussie's taken a bit of a nosedive the back of that for whatever reason. It must have come out probably with maybe, not sure to be honest what they would have said with the from the RBA. I've not heard a thing. All right, we've got London Open coming. Less than 10 seconds. There is nothing for me right now. Anyone looking at any trades, let me know. we just sit and wait patiently. There is absolutely zero for me right now to trade. On Friday, you're saying, for USD? Consumer sentiment, yeah. I'll be nowhere near the charts at that point, midnight. So who's in any trades? What are you guys looking at? Let me know. Thank you for the sub. Guys, I need to get to 1,000 subs. It's been really quick, to be honest. I've been amazed at how quick the subs have gone up in total. But once I get to 1,000, got to still think of what I'll do. I might do a giveaway for a funded challenge. Got 1,000 sub stream. So if you're not already subbed, please do so, because you'll be in a chance to win a funded challenge, or who knows, I might do a few giveaways, I'll see. So this is Baron G. This is what I'd want to see. If this first 15 minute candle closed a bearish candle like so, then all I'd be waiting for is 15 minutes to close above the bearish candle, engulf it. That would be a catalyst for me to suggest we're ready to rebound off this support. If we do engulf, what you'd have is the buyers wiping out the sellers from that previous candle at a level of support. I think I'd be at that point there a more probable entry than just taking it as a flips. I mean, it doesn't mean it can't go if it does just flip, but that's what I'd be waiting for. Just that little bit of added confluence. Franco, not really nothing to take, I agree. Nothing the way we trade anyway, my friend. Josh, gold sell. Alright, enter GJ at 193.658. 658, okay. Interesting. Wonder what your confluences were, but I wish you luck. All good, Sean. Steve, are you buy? 15 minute chart entry. 107.612. Alright, I'll have a look at EU because someone did ask. 107.612. Nice one. Yeah, I like that. Do like that because you got a liquidity candle. You got the candle broke below the previous, only to close back above the high. If it was to continue bearish, it should not have needed to pull back and break previous candle's high, let alone close above it. So that's a pretty good option to look for a buy based off that. So nice work, my friend. So let's analyze EU quickly. Someone did ask before, and then I will move on to NAS. So looking at the weekly, and that's a strong bullish candle in my opinion. However, having said that, create an upper wick, create a lower wick, we created resistance at the upper wick, we would create support lower wick below the current weekly candle's low. Is likely going to be some clean levels of traffic to potentially look for a sell option. Above it, you're still running to the wick, so we'll see of that previous candle. We'll see what we've got above it though. Once we go to a daily, you can see it's a little bit choppier. So alright, so the current daily is the candle that's formed the low of the weekly. We've just broken on the low of that previous daily candle, lower high, lower low. That previous candle did not have much volume, long wick to the upside. So I would say at this point, if we begin to pop back down to retest the support on within the current daily candle at its low, it's likely going to be a good chance to get involved in potential sells onto the 4 hour, and it also looks good on the 4 hour. So it's a level of support in the 4 hour. We've just broken below it, but we're now popping back above it. So once again, if we begin to pop below the current daily candle's low, we can see on a 4 hour we have some clean traffic to the left. Do feel it could be good options to look for potential sells below that level, even without looking at the 30. So I'm just going to pop that in. Now, also formed a resistance within the current daily candle on the 4 hour at 107.770 roughly. So if we were to continue bearish and price bounce off the current support, if we are to retest that level 107 107,770. I would like to see the sellers come in, form another resistance in a minor time frame, and look for price to back down towards the current daily candles low. Having said that, if we begin to pop above that resistance, got some clean traffic to the left on the 4 hour, it's likely going to be some nice options to break above, to look for a potential buy above that level there. So on to the M30, and that pretty much just confirms all that. What you could do is just drag this down now to the current daily candles low. Here's the support formed at that level. Just need it up a bit, probably drag it to that level. All right. So we're approaching a support. If you're not already in a buy, I think it's a bit late. Sorry, approaching a resistance here to the left. Actually, it's a blue form within the current daily candle. So above that level, if we are to pull back and reject 107,690 to 70, I'd look for my potential sell options to take it back down. So you can see how as we go down to the different time frames, we can see different levels that were formed areas of support or resistance within the 4 hour range, within the daily candle. And there, where you, for me anyway, is where I potentially look for my options to either sell from resistance, buy above a resistance if price was to continue bullish, or buy from support or sell from below a support if price was to continue bearish. So if we respect that 107,688, look for my sells, we start popping above it, closing above it, and then we've got some clean traffic to the left. I'm likely going to retest up towards 107,750. Again, it's EU. You could easily get a 1-to-1 with like a 5 pip stop loss, and you guys know how I feel about that. That means if you really want, you can secure at 5-6 pips. There is no rule that you have to secure at 10. There is no rule you have to secure at 20. There is no rule you have to secure at whatever at 5. It's just up to you. If you look for your 1-to-1, the good thing with EU, AU, those sort of currencies, you can get a pretty good risk reward with like a lot of time based off a technical level for your stop loss. A lot of time you're going to get a stop loss of between 5 to 10 pips on EU if you're using the previous candle, previous M30. So sells below that zone, buys above it, sells below low. If price does come back to retest the support at the current daily candles low, I need to respect it. I'll be looking for buys above it. Alright, nothing just yet on GJ nor on gold, so I'm gonna quickly do the analysis on NAS. Alright, it's continuing to the upside. There's been a lot of earnings reports of late. Wow, this is on its hair yet again. So obviously a lot of those must have come out pretty good. Alright, so looking at the weekly, and once again, strong bullish, high low. Here's potential for price to come back to almost retest the all-time high. That is the next level of resistance on the daily time frame. But I'm marking the current weekly candles low. There is no need for us to pull back and retest the current weekly candles low if we were to continue bullish. Previous daily, strong bullish candle with not yet broken a high, absolutely zero volume right now within the current daily. So if we begin to break above that previous daily, it's likely going to be options to look for potential buys. If we break the support form the current daily candles low, there could be options for sells. But structure wise, we still do remain bearish, but we do have counter probabilities to the upside. The micro trend, obviously we're creating some high lows, higher highs, so some would argue it's bullish. I'd still argue differently. However, I do understand we do have probabilities on the candles to the upside, and we do have the current micro trend forming bullish, so we could pull back further. 4 hour is definitely bullish. So where the structural flip is below the support formed at the current weekly candles low. So once again, we should respect that level if we were to continue bullish. We've just recently formed a support up at this resistance. So that's a potential level we should respect if we are to continue bullish. Also, I'll mark in resistance on the 30. Got clean traffic to the left above that previous daily candles high. Alright, so on NAS, this is looking pretty good. Right now we're just consolidating as per the usual around this time of day. So what I like to see is below the support form within the current daily candles low, you do have some clean traffic to the left, but what I would like to see is a nice strong closure below it, create that low, tap in, and then I'd look for a cheeky sell to take it back down in anticipation. Price will pull back to retest the level where the structure would flip bearish if we close below at 18,046 to 037. So if we do pull back, I'd be looking for the sells. Once again, sells below that support, buys above the support, buys above the high point continuation. Look at that, got some really clean traffic to the left. It makes sense. We're creating some high lows, high highs within structure. The structure is bullish on 30. It's pretty much bullish across the board. So I'd be looking for definitely buys upon continuation. But I'd be waiting for either a really nice strong close up in that blue zone. Once again, I need to see a wick form in the opposite direction so prior to taking an entry on impulse. That was the case, fantastic. You could potentially look for an impulse entry. Otherwise, I'd just rather wait for it to close above. See a confirmation of the tap in, whether it be on the catalyst candle, on the 5 minute, or on the following candle as it taps in, begins to pull away from that resistance, and that could be your potential buy option on NAS. Sells below it, depends how price reacts to it. If we do just reject, you could trade the current range. We are starting to make a clean move to cut through the previous consolidation. So if we do reject, pop above maybe the current previous daily candles high, only to reject and close back below 18103. You could also look for your potential sell options. And on the flip side of that, if price comes back to the support, to respect it, respects the current daily candles low, obviously there could be buy options moving forward. So that is NAS, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. Know a few of you trade it. I coach a few who do trade it as well, so it's important for me to do the analysis on it. It is around 2 minutes in. All right, GJ, not so much. Just watch gold for the time being. Mr. Ben Chamberlain, how are you, my friend? Oh, mate, busy as per usual. How about you? I've seen, saw a few things on IG, so it looked like you had a bit of fun. Nice to see. Steve, you already secured? Yeah, I don't blame you. 5% EU. Because your stop loss probably wouldn't be any more than that. Yo, vibes, I've just analyzed EU like 5 minutes ago. Just rewind the stream if you want to have a look at the analysis. My opinion of EU. Hold on. Missing something. Nah, try it again, my friend. Let me try it again. No, yeah, something wrong with it. How many in the chat? What's going on in the Discord? I think it's pretty quiet there today. Come on, guys, get involved. Send analysis. Say g'day to each other. Don't be shy. I was just involved with the. I'm gonna say it, but I mean the guys who know me probably know what I was about to say. As far as another group, I don't want to be like that. This is just. I want to be like a Morgan there. I want it to be pumping. Guys, say g'day to each other in the Discord. Send your charts and your analysis. Get to know each other. Help each other out. but be very wary because someone sent me a message showing me of someone impersonating me, trying to get them to pay for a service in crypto. So do not, I don't contact anyone asking for if they're interested in buying any services off me. If you guys are interested in anything, you contact me. I will not contact you guys directly, nor I ever ask for any money, nor will I ever ask for Bitcoin as well. So you guys need to just have your wits about you. So just be careful. If you're unsure, tag me in the free Discord group and I will let you know. But it would not have been me. Yeah, I will not message you to ask you to send me Bitcoin. Just, yeah. So thank you so much to the person who made me aware of it. Why not screenshot the page and post it on Discord? I actually have a screenshot. I need to ask the person for permission if they don't mind, because it's got, actually I can delete their profile, can't I? I can just draw over it. It's the exact same as mine, it's just probably different numbers at the end of the at A.C.T. A.C.T. Forex. It was a GSL. Oh, okay. Brian, cheers to you, my friend. Josh, yeah, it's unfortunate, but there always is with those sort of servers like Discord and even IG and that. There's a lot of people trying to scam. I mean, who they believe to be vulnerable. That's what most people do. You can save the hassle with page URL issues. All right, GJ. Why are we pulling up here? All right, let's see. Let's go onto the line chart. Is there a reason we're pulling up this level? All right, so we're tapping into this previous resistance on a 15. Why I want to see if are we actually tapping into anything, because we might actually have a catalyst within price action forming shortly. Go back to the candle charts. What we may have, this 15-minute closes bullish engulfing. What we're going to do, so the previous candle closed bearish, first 15 minutes of London Open. This closed bullish engulfing is going to close the 30-minute bullish with a long wick to the downside. That could be enough, and that is usually a catalyst within price action for me to look for potential entries. So let's see, is there other confluences we can gather? 5-minute looks terrible, so let's forget that. Yeah, it's just not too sure if this is the right level. So I still get the feeling that we could be coming down a little bit further. Just gonna wait and see how this candle closes. I'll let you guys know in the last few minutes if I'm gonna look to take an entry on GJ in the following candle. So just be prepared. The catalyst has to be, this candle has to close bullish engulfing. This 15-minute candle for me to consider a buy. Without it, just buying just now. Is everyone, like, is it public, is it school holidays or something over in UK? It's very quiet. Not many on stream. It's a trade due to taking upside liquidity. What trade is this? Gold. Gold sell. Yeah, I want gold to come down a bit further. There is absolutely nothing for me on gold right now. Maybe people hungover for a long weekend. Dorisco, possibly. Is that why? I get it. I get it. I see it. I see it. That's all good. I'll pay attention to who's on stream now, and the ones that pop in a bit later, or the ones that aren't present today. I think I have a decent... I think I know why. It's all good. Got a good memory, guys. Do appreciate you guys on stream, though. Steve, you think you might have overdone it a bit? The weekend. Oh wow, there goes GJ. So there goes this. There goes the buy option. All good. Price is pulling back further. Not a problem at all. That means we could look for our buys from lower down. There's something breaking likely. If anyone can see any breaking news as to why GJ is just shitting the bed, do let me know. Gold, not much happening on gold. Maybe there's something that's just come out of the Bank of Japan. I'm assuming it's a yen thing. Yep. EJ's also done its bit. Let's have a look at UJ quickly. Yeah, that also is just spiked down, dropped down. So it's likely something coming out of Japan, Bank of Japan, I'm assuming, possibly about intervention. Alright, so I'm about to send a link to Zoom into the Discord community, so if anyone wants to join, you need to be a Discord member to do so. All right, we don't even have a pause to look for a limit order on the pullback. There is just nothing right now. We just need to wait for things to settle down again, which is all good. There is no rush, guys. Sean, you gotta go to work. All good, man. All good. Thank you for popping on. Got much going on this week. Just same as always, my friend. Robbie, good morning from Nepal. Good morning to you. Hope you're well. Welcome. So we're just waiting at this stage, waiting for gold to come down to the level I want to get involved in a potential trade. at this stage, seeing we'll close that low or even pop up to a level I want to potentially get involved in your trade. Or we're waiting on GJ. So GJ is currently at a level where price could now begin to form a support. We're at the most recent support form within the current daily candle. So on the impulse to the upside, prior to the impulse to the upside, that is the origin. Closures below that point will actually technically flip the M30 structure bearish, but once again, for me, I'm not going to sell into the support a little bit lower down. It's a 4-hour level, and it's also the current daily low. I'd rather price pop below it, start close below at 193, 170, for what I believe will be cleaner options to sell it. For you, so it's rejecting. All right. Yeah, it's nothing for me right now in EU as well. It's just now it's close to the support. There is no margin. Bit of just a typical London Open. Bit of volume, shaking things up a bit. So alright, good morning to you, my friend. Sorry, you guys know where it's at. You guys are legends. Bank of Japan? Okay, yep. That's what I was assuming. So nothing's come out here, but let's see, is there anything? I mean, if you follow Bloomberg, likely something might be coming out on that. Yeah, not much coming out on financial juice as well. But I thought it would have been likely a Bank of Japan thing as well. Robbie, you're fine, right? Or something happened? Oh, good, man. All good. Just been a busy day, long day. Tonight, well, tonight my time. Today, for you guys, I will do a MY call for the Discord members only. Once again, it's for free, so if you're not in there, it's a no-brainer. So if you want to have someone to trade with during MY session, I'll be doing an MY call for the Discord community later. So I'll try to do those Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So yeah, so make sure to join. Do introduce yourself in the chat, in the community chat. Send analysis as well, guys. Let us know what you're looking at. I want it to be a really solid community, close community. People help one another out, share opinions of you know, pairs and whatever, even crypto, whatever. You guys are welcome to let me know what you're holding in crypto. There's this crypto section as well, stock section. So there's plenty of, you know, things for you to get to have a look at and ways for you to get involved. So don't be shy, make sure to do so. Very rich pound PMI soon could be another reason. Yeah, but maybe as far as against the pound, but it's across the board. The yen is doing some funny things at the moment. Even EJ spiked up and is now dropping. UJ was the same as well, looked the same as EJ. Gonna have more likes than viewers. Back to the first couple of streams, that's where it's going. Alright, so nothing on GJ for me. First 30 minutes of the London session is now closed. Nothing on gold as well. There is nothing clean at the moment. So I just hold tight, sit back, relax, enjoy. Let's enjoy each other's company. Did you guys trade yesterday? Let me know. How did we go yesterday? Here we go. Sent a little poll into the chat. You guys know how it works too. The more likes I get, the more friendly I get, which means I do giveaways. So Josh didn't trade yesterday. Yeah, nor did I. Silent. Hey Justin, why does London Open mostly always pull back and retest Asian Open? Have you noticed that? I mean, sometimes I notice it. I'm not sure of late. Why? So why does it mostly always pull back and retest Asian Open? So retest lows, maybe to grab a little bit more liquidity before it's ready to continue in line with the trend. But I'm not sure if that's always the case. I mean, often you see, but also another reason is because price can't always trend. So there are going to be times when, you know, obviously you'll have a nice move. So for instance, let's zoom out here, where you have the markets trending highs, high lows, high highs, that type of thing. And then you find there are times where it's just going to be stuck range bound. And it usually will do that for a good few days, sometimes even a week. And if that's to be the case, then what's likely to happen during Asian session is going to create a high, going to create a low. London will pull back to retest the low, and then even pop back up to retest the high at some point if it's going to continue to remain within the range. So aside from that, if it's trending, well, that's when obviously things are a little bit different, and perhaps you're going to have obviously continuation options without price necessarily retesting Asian session low. It will likely retest the high if that's to be the case, or vice versa. Just depends in which direction it is trending. So that's pretty much my opinion of it. But thank you for your question, my friend. Hope you're well. Franco GU creating a nice catalyst on M15 time frame. Okay, let me look. Okay, was. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's likely just pulled back. I think you're referring to this candle was up near the high. No, it may have been about to close above. That would have been a really nice catalyst. But right now it's back at support, so nothing on GU as well. What about NAS? Back at the resistance, so sorry, that support. Rejecting the current daily high, so sells below 18074.6. Upon closure below it could be a option. Yeah, I see why there's no one on stream today. It's all good. Some people just don't know where it's at. Some keep falling for the same old fraudulent bastard. And since when does he stream London session, by the way? Right, so GJ, we still don't even have a pause to look for that interruption limit order sell. Just got nothing, so again, it's just a matter of waiting for price to pull back to this support. Not a lot we can do on it. Yeah, gold is just an absolute mess. we're gonna need to wait at least for this candle to close, see where we're at, and reassess the closure of the hourly. But this is good. This is what I want to see on GJ. I want to see it tap into this support. If you guys haven't seen it yet, this is some analysis I sent in earlier, pre-Asian session today. I try to do this on a daily. I actually probably will be doing it on a daily. Just some days I'll actually be at the PC to do it as opposed to off my phone. Still better than nothing. So I send full detailed description of what I'll look at. I send, you know, best I can do off the phone. Just use my finger to mark in some potential levels, 1, 2, 3. Full explanation of what I want to see at those levels for gold, GJ. GJ played out. Option 3 played out. So if anyone was following that today, I do send heaps of free analysis into the group, markups, full detailed description of what I want to see. So once again, it's a no-brainer. If you haven't joined just yet, do so. Got the community chat going. It's a bit quiet in there today, but there's quite a lot that does generally go on, more in towards NY after the stream and into NY session. So get involved, guys. Thank you for the sub. I think we're up to around 770 or 780 just now, so every week it's up like over 100. So considering we're 5 weeks old, I think that's a pretty good return so far. All right, so we've tapped into that support. That's good. So we're at a level of interest right now. Gold popping up. Yeah, it's just a really congested area of traffic. Respecting this wick to the left. For me, if it pops up just now, you're trading back into consolidation. So there's just no clean areas of price action from the current level, in my opinion, until at least pops above 23, 25, 15. Or if it rejects that level. Otherwise, again, I'd still rather it come back down to 23, 17, 23, 15, 70. And look for buys from there. AU. So trending to the downside than the current daily candle. Yeah, not a lot going on right now. It needs to wait for some resistance. I would prefer for it to actually pull back a bit, retest the previous support. And it's just broken. More resistance below it, and then could look for potential sell from really below 66.04. May reject 66 flat though. Looks like that's what it is currently doing. But there is potential for it to pull back a bit further. We've not yet retested that support by the looks of it, unless we've done so in a 5. Yeah, you can probably argue we have. Close below, tap in, rejection. So it could just pull up now, create lower high. It could be options, but there's just not much. You're not going to get much of a catalyst within the current 30-minute candle. Unless this candle closes strong bearish in the next 3 and a bit minutes, followed by a weak bullish candle forming that support within the 30-minute, within the catalyst 30-minute closing bearish. So the confirmation is the 30-minute closing bearish, the catalyst is the 15 minus support, and then if price breaks that minus support, could be options sell down to the daily low. You're still melting, so it's all good. Silent GJ is pulling back to the 50 MA on the hour. Okay. So what would you like to see now then? Are you looking for potential? I'm assuming you're probably looking for potential buys from that level. But what do you want to see? Do you want to see is it an hourly closing back bullish above that level? Do you want to see candles close below that level to maybe give you confirmation of potential continuation to the downside? So I know you trade a bit differently. I know you use some indicators on that, but the 50 MA my target only. Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily where you look to enter. It's just the target. So you are in a sell. I'm assuming you might be in a sell just now. Frank will hold GJ until just before NY open. Nice one. Interesting. Yeah, hopefully you're managing it though, because it is at a 4-hour support, so it could bounce off it. It's just broken the current daily candles low, created a lower low, which is good. Long wick rejection. We were to continue bullish, there really was no need to pull back and break our own low, but we still could flip back bullish. Reason being is because we're at a level of solid support. So I'd like to see buyers step in if we were to bounce off this level, form a bit of structure at the support, so create a series of high lows, high highs, even if it's within a 15 consolidation. We start to pull away from that consolidation with a nice strong closure above it. That could be your potential buy option to take it back up from the support. But nice work nonetheless, my friend, and look, yeah, well done. We might be able to have a chat about it later if you do join the Zoom call. I know you were on it last Thursday. It's good to chat to you as well. You going just now? Up 5 pips, nice one. And once again, I respect everyone has different confirmations. Everyone trades differently. Some are here not to follow exactly how I trade, but they like the chat, they like the community feeling, they like how I trade. Some want to learn, which is fantastic. Really good. It's great to have you here. Others are looking for a few trades as well, which I understand as well. I mean, I've done that in the past. I used to do it when I was new to scalping. So hopefully I accommodate for everyone. Silent it is. It's a bloody lonely game. And if you're doing it by yourself, trying to trade by yourself without even, you know, tuning into other people trade or being part of a group, that's when you're likely to maybe try to justify something less probable and start doing stupid things on the chart. So I feel it's good to be trading within a group. I've done it. I've been part of many, well, 2 main groups anyway. So yeah, there's to me, it definitely helped me out, because as with most traders, I had issues with discipline, revenge trading, stupid shit like that, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago even. But now it's just a thing of the past, and it's gotten to the point where I'm now capable and more than competent enough to hold my own group and have my own stream and that type of thing as well. Comfortable, confident. You guys see me on the daily, how I go about looking to execute a trade, how I plan ahead, what confirmations I want to see, and the rules I create for each and every entry. And we've been absolutely smashing it since I've started the new stream. And nothing should change, because as long as I keep following my plan, follow my rules, I mean, we're likely going to continue to you know, to catch some pips, be on the right side of the chart. So doesn't mean we won't take losses, but it's all part of the game. Sharif, can you put up link for mentorship, please? For the coaching, or for the private coaching, it's just you just email me and I'll send you the details. As far as the Discord, right now it's just the free Discord. There will be a VIP moving forward, but right now it's just all free for the time being. I've got the course as well, which a few of you have purchased, and the feedback so far is really good. Really good feedback from the few people who have purchased the course. So that is also available, and that does come with pretty much a full accountability as well. So I give you my WhatsApp details. Guys already been contacting me, which is good. That's what I want to see. I want to make sure it resonates and makes sense. So I've got to add all that to the Discord, links to coaching service and the course, and I'll probably do it tomorrow. Frank, yes, I trade differently, mainly indicator with mechanical rules based on time I am on the charts, 4 PM to 10 PM. Okay, nice one. Australian Eastern time, yep. So right now you're on the exact same time as what I am in Melbourne, but I think during our summer you're half an hour behind us. I think, or an hour. I think it's an hour, half an hour. I'm not too sure. Should be an hour. It made sense to be an hour actually. Look at that. Gold is just absolute trash. 1 hour till it's over. Yeah, that's it. Makes sense, doesn't it? I think it's South Australia, it's 30 minutes. That's where I'm getting confused. But you're obviously away from there. I'm assuming you might be on this evening then, Frank, if you're going to be on the charts a bit. I do recommend joining. It's just really chilled. I mean, how chill was it last Thursday? We had Frank jumping on the mic. We had Leon, James, who's away this week. Had one of my boys, Archard, my coach, and it was really good to actually chat to you guys. Talking about the charts, talking about different types of entries and strategies and ways of getting involved in trades, and we also just had a bit of a general conversation just to kill the time. It was definitely a good experience. Frank also in gold still after pullback now at entry 2320.4. Okay. All right, so now you're in a little bit of profit. Yep, and that's fine. Once again, there is no entry for me right now, but it doesn't mean that some of you might not have a tick, might not have a reason to take an entry. Just for me, there is nothing. Doesn't mean you guys don't have one. That's the beauty about Forex. There's so many ways to skin the cat. It's just whatever floats the boat, whatever tickles the fancy, whatever works for you. I've always said it. And there is no right or wrong. It's just what is right for you. It's simply what is right for you. That's the way you should be trained. Doesn't mean the other person is wrong. It just doesn't work for you. Alright, GJ, so we've closed below the current daily candles low. I'm not getting involved in sells right now. First of all, we're at support. Second of all, we've made a massive move without any type of pullback. Not on the 15-minute. Yeah, we'll probably on the 5 would have done so. But even then, it's not a sufficient enough time frame, in my opinion, to base a pullback on. After it's already made such a big move, I'd rather just let it do its thing and become MI session. Could be time to pick up the pieces. What time I think about Zoom? Probably about just before 9 PM, I'd say. So for those of you in the UK, that's 1 hour roughly before MI open. So what's that? Is that time is MI open for you guys in the UK? It's 1 PM, I think. So it's around midday for those of you in the UK, if you guys are around.
Hey, good morning, man.
Hey, brother, how are you?
How you doing? You alright?
All good, man. Good to hear your voice. Good to chat to someone. You in any trades right now?
Nah, to be honest, I'm just watching.
Yeah.
I'm in the NAS sell in the US 30 so from the top.
Okay, NAS.
Yeah.
I mean, NAS looks pretty good right now. It's come down. Yep.
Yeah.
So what was may I ask what was your confirmation? I know you trade differently, so I'm just interested to hear what you're looking at.
I was just looking at a 4 hour.
Sorry to cut you off, man. This is RR from the YouTube chat, by the way, guys. So if you're wondering. Yep, go on, man.
Just so many rejections in that area.
Yep,
That was
definitely.
one of the things. And as soon as, because we have the daily highs, usually I like to trade either above or below the daily highs.
Yep. I'm
So
likewise.
I took it just as a pullback.
Okay, because it respected the previous daily
Yeah,
high.
respected multiple times, yeah. And I usually, before London Open, I look at this as what's been happening all night.
Okay, yep.
So I kind of think of it as, they build in stops above and below. So when it starts doing that, I know a lot of retails are joining this in buys and sells. So there's liquidity, and anytime
Yep. Correct.
it
There is
touches
liquid.
one side, I usually go for the opposite side of liquidity.
Yep. Okay. Pretty simple.
So when I saw that, I knew buyers were out already.
Yep.
So the next thing I was just waiting for to make sure that we respect and we don't close anywhere above this
Okay.
for me to take it out. So as soon as I saw that, I just took the risk, thinking of it that this is a stop loss hunt, and I'll just take the very good.
Well, it's worked so far. So yeah, I definitely see it. So basically, you're saying price come up to retest the current daily counters high. It's respected it, so it's also respected the previous daily counters high, and that's where you've likely traders and so forth have got their stops above that level, or around that level. Sorry, so they're taking them out and grabbing that liquidity, and you're looking to take in the opposite direction. So
yeah, and then I look at this as an OB, and this is a thin candle as well. So usually the minute we go past, we already picked all the liquidity here, all the stops for the buyers. So I was just waiting for the sellers to come in, respect. I'll put my stop there, very tight. Just looking at this.
Just above the previous day's high?
Yeah. And I knew the next time we come back, we should be breaking the zone. If we go under it, we have a thin candle back to the OB.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance it will eventually pop back down to that level.
Yeah.
Interesting. I respect that.
And the thing on, I'm looking at GJ for buys.
Okay, yeah.
But because we have news coming in and we didn't really respect the zone so far. So I think here, touching buys wouldn't be ideal at the moment, especially with all this movement.
No, all the momentum, exactly.
Yeah,
a lot
very aggressively.
I agree. So, if these candles were exhausting on the approach, it's a different story, but there's still a lot of volume in these candles, so there's nothing yet to suggest to me that this impulse to the downside is finished. It could just continue to rip. So I agree 100%. As much as it'd be nice to get in buys right now from the current level, you just need to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at further down. I think this, because we got news coming in as well. So I'm kind of looking at this area for a bounce.
Yeah, I think I have mentioned that in Discord.
Yeah. And if you look at it on Pepperstone as well, one thing usually doesn't make sense to me is we have price gaps down below where we took off from yesterday. Like this.
Just here?
Yeah, this gap here.
Also
and
here.
This very strong week.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah.
And you got it session close as well.
Yeah.
So you've already filled that. I mean, we filled it early, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's come back down. So you're saying you think eventually price could come back to fill that gap lower down?
I'll be watching this area first.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, if we don't react in that area, I'm looking at this price gap, and on higher time frame, this is a very strong
support
level. Yeah. So if I see the price come anywhere near here and then just start showing me something like that, then I'll start taking buys all the way back at least to these highs. I know there's an order block here, so we should be touching that at some point.
Okay. Once again, very interesting to hear from a different perspective. So nice one. I wish you luck.
Yep. Thanks, bro.
wait and see. But yeah, nothing for me as well right now. Not on GJ. Just reading the chat. Amir, Gbpjpy. I would like to get involved in potential buys from the current level, but there's no confirmation to do so right now. Like I just mentioned to RR, there is still a lot of volume to the downside. These candles are not yet suggesting that we could potentially exhaust. I mean, we're still closing really strong bearish. Let's just measure how much volume there are. There's over 40 pips, and the body itself is a strong body candle. So I need to see a bit of exhaustion. I need to see maybe a little bit of structure form, a bit of consolidation of 15, start to create some lower high lows, higher highs, form a little bit of resistance maybe within this gray zone. And then once we get a nice strong closure above it, then I might trust the buys at that point. But right now I just don't have any sort of catalyst to even contemplate buying it, because it could continue to rip to the downside. Nor do I want to get necessarily involved in a sell at this stage, because you just got to ask yourself, how far has the move really come from? Well, if you're including the current daily candles high, it's basically right on 100 pips. So it's kind of after the fact now. So I'd rather just let it do its thing. If it continues down, not a problem. Gonna be options a bit lower down to potentially buy it. Or you could wait for the pullback to look for a lower high to form, wait for that confirmation and potentially sell it. So Silent, what do you classify J4 hour as resistance? Well, it will be, once this candle closes, it will be this candle's high. Otherwise, you've got to the left, really that next, the most recent resistance to the upside, which is here at 195, 450, so we're a fair way off it. We've cut through all that to the left with these moves up and down. And yeah, it doesn't mean price won't react to it. It can definitely react to it, but I'm more focused on the most immediate levels of support and resistance. I see it as price has actually cut through all that. We've had some clean moves. Yeah, so I feel there's probabilities once price pops above the resistance that we could continue to see upside, and also below support down to the next level of support. And GJ can continue to melt. There's not much I can do about it. And not even a 15-minute pullback, there's just nothing. Franco took a GU sell at 1.25368 in the break of the actual M15 low, broke its own low again. Oh, okay, yep. Yeah. At half. What was the entry? 1.25368. Yeah. I understand. Definitely understand as far as price action. I just don't like the level, man. In all honesty. Still have to be aware of where we're at, and we're right at a support in the 4 hour. I kind of feel like it's forced, to be honest, brother. I'm just being honest with you. I need to hold you accountable. Doesn't mean it won't work. But I think we're kind of clutching at straws right now, because to me, it's just, there's nothing. The level it's at, you probably would have been best just to ignore it and wait. That's just my personal opinion. Al? Yep, GJ, so I've been over that. Silent 4 hours looking like a fair value gap on GJ. Okay, so I'm not all that familiar with fair value gaps. I'm assuming it's just clean candles, so it's coming back down. I don't know, maybe RR, you might know a bit more about that than me. I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Sorry, on what?
Fair value gaps. I'm assuming this is the fair value gap. This clean move up, but
yeah, usually fair value gaps is these things, but you gotta go down to 15-minute time frame to actually see if there is fair value.
So it's essentially it's either side of the clean candle.
Yeah,
the highest point and the lowest point.
Usually they'll count this as a fair value gap if it has nothing.
I get ya. So having said that, what about this? Would that not be considered a fair value gap as well?
Yeah, that exactly. You've got nothing to the right side of it.
Yeah.
most of the time with these fair value gaps, you gotta go down to 15-minute time frames.
All right.
But
So
it's better to look at it from a bullish point of view.
okay. Price pulling back to grab liquidity from CC between these two levels. On so what would you look at in the 15?
So this would have been a fair value gap.
Okay.
It's just a thin candle gone up.
Yeah. So go on. Sorry, man. You go.
It's coming to refill that. Usually they count it as a thin candle where it takes off and then FOMO trader starts jumping on. So it's full of stop losses and orders.
Okay.
So that makes it a thin candle, a weak candle. So when the price comes back to it, it will cut it like what is a hot knife through butter, as we're doing now.
Yeah, that's what it's currently doing.
Yeah, and this is an order block. It's usually, with the whole concept of smart money, they usually take the market to a level, then they put their orders in. Then they take it to a next level, then they put their orders in. So these are their orders, their stops and everything. So usually these places are where you're gonna have a bit of struggle breaking through.
Okay, yeah, okay.
If you wanna go in a direction with it, is the best place to look for to enter the market. If it respects it, you can take a buy. If it breaks under, you can take a sell, basically.
That's okay. Yeah, so it's an order block, so it's obviously a level, an area where there's liquidity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's just a thin candle. So basically what they do, when the market goes up a little bit past the zone, so like usually people say, if it breaks above here, I'm gonna go buys.
Okay, yeah.
You know, so because it hasn't broken that area before. So the minute the next candle breaks that, people jump on. And usually it's mostly like people like us, you know, we just see the candle moving upwards, so we just start jumping on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so by doing so, we leave stops very tight, and there's a lot of orders in here.
Yeah, and it's triggering different orders as it forms the candle. Okay.
So that's yeah.
Interesting.
Most of the time, it depends. You know, it can be left for months.
Yeah, the fair value gap.
Yeah, when it does come back to it, people just say this is a fair value gap. 50% of it. That's what they try to see if it respects it to take out more buys.
Okay.
But when you have an aggressive move like this, it usually comes and refills the whole thing.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so and that makes this area your liquidity zone for now.
All right. So it could be potential buys if it respects that level and sells if it pops below.
Yeah, if it gives you anything, like usually I look for something like at least a double bottom or maybe
some sort of confirmation.
Yeah, and then back out of the zone. Then I'll take it, knowing that I have a bit more confirmation.
Correct. Yeah.
But if it breaks through this, then this is the next area you're gonna come into.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Welcome, bro.
I like it. That's cleared it up a fair bit, to be honest.
And most of the time, like these are all areas you don't, like when it comes close to it, usually new traders just think, you know what, we hit that area, we refill the gap, fair value gaps refilled, and they take buys.
Yeah, they just buy it.
Yeah, but there's also another thing, man. When it comes a bit short, it's never, you know, you want it to at least do what it was doing here, because if it was not able to break it, it broke it aggressively, and then when it went up, it came and retested this area multiple times.
Okay. Yeah.
It wasn't able to break it. So if you're looking for buys, you need at least something like a confirmation, multiple touches. Yeah, multiple.
I'd feel more comfortable too.
Yeah. So like this area here you've had multiple touches where it rejected it. The way we broke out, this is definitely not retail traders breaking out of this zone.
Yep.
and then it came back and retested the area, then it took off from it.
Yep.
When you've had this multiple times, when you have your zones multiple times, you get multiple touches, and that's your confirmation if you're going to go long. And if you don't go long here, this is your second opportunity to go long, because your stops are here. This is a very strong flow that you have. But the minute you break part, it becomes your roof. And that's like, if you take a buy from here, then you come back into the problem area.
Yep. Okay.
It's a really tight trade.
Yep.
This is really, and also this is what they say, catching a falling knife.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So that's the roof, then that's the ceiling. So they'd pretty much be looking at buys at a similar level to where I'd be looking at buys. I'd want to see a little bit of that sort of structure form on even the 15-minute time frame, and start to pop above that previous support, break through that ceiling, roof, whatever you want to call it, and that will give me the confirmation to potentially buy it later on. So yeah, so in many ways it will be looking for similar confirmations, but we might just see things a little bit differently as far as what it's tapped into, and that I just see it as moving into it towards another support, maybe grabbing liquidity from the downside before it's ready to head up.
Yeah. So and obviously, because the fair value is also, like we said, is full of orders, you always get a reaction from it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Often you're going to see these long wicks leave it as price approaches it and leaves it, and it's going to leave a long wick. So I've just got a question from Sharif. Can I ask the guest, there a difference in a fair value gap and an order block? What's your opinion on that, my friend?
Yeah, order block is usually so you get the smart money coming in, pushing the market out of a zone. For example, let's just say they've done it like they always do it. So let's say they push it out of the zone into a next resistance.
Yep.
Then they bring it back, and then they take off again. So between the candles, what they do is they have a bullish candle, they leave a red candle, and then another bullish candle.
Okay.
That be your order block.
So that pause.
Yeah, that pause usually is your order block.
Okay.
And if you look on higher time frames, like the 4 hour, if you look at it on any 4 hour, you'll see this month like this here. They leave stuff like that. So whenever these things are order blocks. So every time the price comes back into this area, it respects your zone, you can take a buy. So this one was a bit aggressive, but it still respected it, and it went back above, and it went back. Usually that's what people look for. When you have so many candles going to the upside, and there's one red candle, and then it takes off again, that becomes your order block. It becomes an area of interest, basically.
Correct. So once again, that's very familiar to me, but I just refer to something different. But I'm looking at that on the minor time frames to happen, where I'm looking for that exact same sort of thing. I'm looking for like a pause within this move to downside GJ, but usually it's lower than the 15-minute time frame. Times I've used the 5, but mainly the 15 or M30, and I'm looking for essentially the same thing, just a candle that closes back. A bullish candle can be weak, strong, it doesn't really make a difference as long as it closes back that bullish candle, providing that pause in between at some point. And I'm just waiting for it once again, sellers to step in, continuing in line with the trend, wipe out those buyers, and I'm seeing a limit order back at the low of that bullish candle. So it's very similar in many ways. You guys see me take that trade on stream, so I just refer to it as something totally different.
So you have this one here.
Yep.
For example.
Correct.
So when it came back, and then it respected this area, then it took off again, and the next time it came back, it reacted. But then the time after that it came back, it kind of broke under and stayed under it.
Yep.
So it's also like another way of saying, all right, now we broke under this order block.
Likely continue down.
Yet we aggressively fell under the order block and closed under it. So the push that you had to the upside kind of respected it.
Yep.
And then it was just more sells. But obviously this candle wouldn't confound anything because it was very indecisive. But
Yeah,
the candle
exactly.
up, yeah, you could have always taken the candle after that, just putting your stop there.
Yep. Oh, I get it. That's pretty simple to follow. And again, very similar to my entries.
Yeah, if you keep on, like, you know, try to just get your eyes used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
because
you got
this was always, you know, you always get these pushes, then a pullback.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Push cycle here, and it gave you a high low here, so you can take it. So when they cash out here, then that becomes your area. If you're still in your buys, saying, you know what, the next time
you want price to respect it.
Yeah, I want to put my stop here if I'm trailing, so I don't get hit. Just to protect yourself. So basically that becomes a protection for you if you're on your buys. And if you're trying to go sells, then the top of that can become stop loss basically.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. So again, in many ways, it is similar to some of the entries I take. It's just, once again, I call them something totally different. But but it makes sense to me because I'm familiar with it. Yeah, so I think it's pretty effective. So I'm just gonna answer some of these questions. Franco, your car's half set to break even. You still in it? Yeah, it's just, we can see right now it's just bopping about this support. At least you're managing it, but once again, I don't think it's the best option. Silent fair value gaps are what we call double bottoms and double tops. Okay. Break even hit, Franco. Okay, so well done on managing it. Sharif, can you ask, I read that, Soulful Gamer, long or short on gold right now? Well, wow. It's bad. I didn't even realize that. But
I think I got gold is probably going to try and go back to
23.10 potentially.
Yeah. Maybe even a bit lower than that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yesterday we just had algorithms.
Yeah, exactly.
Up, so yeah, we might be looking at this potential area, and then probably because we have this order block here, so we might be even looking at this area.
That's the weekly open, I think, is it? Is it not? Sorry.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it was.
If you go to the hour where we took off from yesterday. Yeah,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, we got this area of interest.
Yep. Okay, so you're saying you think
we'll have a little bit of problems. Yeah, we'll have a bit of problems in this area. So I think this is an area of interest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then obviously to give us a leg up is also like it just makes more sense between these two areas.
Yep. Okay. Potentially, yeah. I see it. I mean, looking at the 4 hour, there's also, you got some resistance that you're going to tap into around that 2,308 sort of level, which kind of lines up with this support. It does line up with this support on the 30. So yeah, I agree with you. You said the same thing. It could struggle at that level as well.
But if it breaks this level,
yeah, it's definitely coming down.
Yeah, it's coming, and this could be 50% of the fair value gap.
Okay.
This is a thin candle. It can touch that.
Yeah,
and I can respect that trend as well.
Between this point here and that point there, you're saying, and that lines up around 50%. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So another thing with gold, what I usually look for is, so if we weren't able to break this area multiple times, I wanted to break structure where previously we haven't, like since we've been going up, we haven't really come down here.
Yep.
Wanted to break and the retest,
which is done.
But keep this as a high, and then give me like a lower high basically.
Okay.
That will be my first TP.
Yep. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
The initial
from
law of the
there, I
impulse,
just try to
initial impulse.
yeah,
Okay.
and actually, like if you look at it, this whole area becomes area of interest for sales.
Yep.
Very tight stop. I mean, you can always have your stop even here, because if it comes, comes back here, then
Yeah, to retest the high.
yeah. But like always, I use the body of the candles
Okay.
as
Yep.
area of interest, and the area that we haven't previously broken. I just want to see like one movement to the downside and a retest, just to keep the high and give me that low high.
I get it. Yep, lower high confirmation as well.
And then TP1.
Yep.
I'll put my stop in the money and then just let it run.
Yeah, let it run. I get you. So as it pulls back, credit swing, you're just trailing your stop basically to above that swing point.
Yeah. So now we come into like this struggle area. I'm still thinking, would I be selling in this area? If I'm going to be selling, what I would do, where would I put my stop? I'll put my stop here, so I just bring my stop to that instead of entering the market again, because I have a good entry.
Yeah.
I'll just bring my stop in.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Nice one, brother.
Welcome.
Daniel, man, good to see you. So the links to the Zoom call is now in the Discord group, man. So it's just in the chat, in the community chat. So if you want to join quickly, you're welcome to. Silent took a sell gold Asian session with key levels hit on the dot. Okay, let me take a look. I've had issues with charts of late. So this one's okay.
We got the pound news coming in soon as well, so that's gonna.
Yep. Okay.
See how that goes.
Key levels. Okay. Yep. So you sold it from. For me, it's a very choppy area of traffic, but you've sold it as it's pretty much created a lower low, which is pretty good area if you were to sell it from that level, from the high. So. Yeah, just struggling to see the confirmation, but again, I know you guys trade differently. I've seen you got some MAs here, or EMAs, or some sort of indicator, so I'm sure you're using that as your confluence to take a trade. So it looks like a nice one, brother. I mean, right now it's just melting, still continuing to melt. So, and the thing is, this candle's made the move below that support. I did mention when I was doing the analysis to begin. Possible sells below support 2,315.755. Sometimes the candle that you're waiting for that confirmation on is the one that makes the move as well. So there's not much I can do with that, to be honest, other than let it set up again. GJ as well. I want it to be back above, because right now we just could be creating a lower high, bit of a minor pullback. I'd rather form a little bit of structure within price action, a bit like so. And we start popping above that 193.30 sort of level. That's what I prefer at the moment. Daniel, good to see you, my friend. How are you, brother? Not sure if you can hear me, man. Sharif, all good? You must be having issues.
Yeah, I'm good, fine. Hi, Justin.
How are you, brother? Long time no speak. Hope you're well.
I'm well, thanks.
Good to hear, my friend. Good to hear it.
Yeah, well, the stream's getting really good now. A lot more questions people asking, so yeah, it's really good. We're learning a lot.
I enjoy it too. It helps me as well to instead of just talking shit all the time, because otherwise I'm just going to talk about the gym and that type of thing, because there's nothing else to talk about. So I always tell you guys, ask me questions. You know, if I can't answer them, there's some really good trades. What's that, mate?
I feel like I asked too many questions.
Nah, so not at all. Yeah. Not at all, mate. I appreciate it, to be honest. Gives me something to work with, and if I can't answer it, there's some good traders in the chat or in the group, so I'm sure they'll be able to help you out.
No, it's interesting to have your guest on today and see a different viewpoint, really, from a different trade, and I can see a lot of similarity to how you trade. Yeah, it's just labeling, isn't it?
Well, a lot of it is because some of the entries are very similar at similar levels, But yeah, like you said, it's just called something a bit different. They're looking for maybe a slightly different confirmation. But otherwise, essentially very similar thing. Looking for pauses within price action, price pull back to retest that level. They call it order blocks. I just call it a pause candle, interruption candle. That's what I call it. So, I mean, GJ, if this was back above the support, this would probably, to me, be a catalyst to look for a buy on the following candle. But the fact that we're back below what was the daily low prior to London session, we're still below that level. I'm not as comfortable just now. Also, the 4 hour, we're coming towards the close of that. We've got 30 minutes left. So my concern is we're forming a very strong bearish candle. This candle could just make a minor pullback within it and end up closing back below that support. So it's a bit of a tough one on GJ right now to trust the buyers, unless, like I said, we start to see a little bit of structure form at this support, which I don't have just yet. I just got one candle, so not quite enough. Had this been back above that support, what we've got is pretty much a catalyst. Got a bullish engulfing 15, close the M30 back bullish. Just hard to take it without price being above that 193, 350 in what has been such a strong move to the downside against that. So
if you want to put the news in 3 minutes as well.
Yep. Danny man, how are you, bro? Yeah, the news. So, sorry, man. Construction PMI, yeah. How are you, brother?
Doing good, man. Appreciate it, man. Just finally that I can finally get to come on and say, you know, I've been watching the streams, I've been learning a lot. It's just that ever since you remember I was in the airport, I've been non-stop traveling.
Oh man,
but I've been looking at your lives, man. It was some nice trades last week.
Yeah, last week was a really good week. Last few weeks have been really good on stream, so appreciate it, brother. I know it's a very late hour for you at the moment. What's the time now? About 2 or 3 a.m.
I'm actually in Texas, so it's 3 a.m. right now.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 hour difference. But I did want to ask you, did you see the chart I sent over to the chat?
So, sorry, say again, man. I couldn't hear you. Couldn't hear you.
Sorry, were you able to see the chart I sent you?
Oh, the chart? Yeah.
YouTube chat, yeah.
Did you have send it into the Discord or?
No, actually, it didn't show it. I'm sorry. So like,
oh, okay, yeah. You must have sent a link. You have to send just the code at the end of that link.
Let me send it over to the community. You know, I'm
all good.
still learning, okay?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Really good. I mean, you can send it in the Discord if you're otherwise, and I can open up it on Discord. No problem. Silent. Hope not skipping leg day. Never. What's JJ doing? See, this other issue is going to be stop loss. 33. Have to wait a minute. Very hard trusting one candle against what has been a really strong move to the downside.
The way I've marked my chart on GJ, I'm looking for buys above 193.54.
54? Okay.
Yeah. The current candle, I've got like a zone starting at 193.38.
193.38? So
yeah, I've got a little zone there. I'll send in the chart.
Yeah, probably easier.
Yeah.
Hey, I sent the link already to the Discord.
Oh, okay. Yep. Let me.
So essentially, I mean, I wasn't here when you were doing the review, but I'm looking at goals and I marked up some support and resistance levels.
Okay.
So if you can tell me if
Yeah,
I'm in
for
the right
sure.
direction.
I'll definitely look at a sec.
I'm looking more into buys right now, where gold is right now.
Yeah, the
For
level.
that to become a little support to go back up, because it's still, I mean, as I'm seeing the candle, the weekly candle,
Okay.
it's still bullish, even though last week was bearish, and then on the daily, I'm seeing potential of a bullish candle, because yesterday's candle was bullish. So that's why I'm looking in the 30 minutes for it.
Okay, for the confirmation.
Support. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, you've got very similar levels marked in to what I have by the looks of it. So, I mean, let me quickly look. Oh, I just wanted to mention on GJ, guys. Again, that's usually not a bad catalyst, but it's still closed below that support technically. So this candle was done what probably 80+% of candles would do after seeing a candle close like so on the previous candles, likely just to pop up straight away. And you're banking on it popping up to give you enough margin to secure some profits, get to break even. I'm not in it, guys, so don't stress it. Reasons being, stop loss is way too wide. Don't like the way the 4 hour is forming very strong bearish. It could still head back down a bit. Plus, we have no structure whatsoever at the current level after such a big move to the downside. I'd just rather wait and look for something that would make me comfortable in trade. So that's fine. If it makes this move now, pull back, form a support, begin to break above that resistance formed on the pullback. And that is what I believe, in my opinion, is a much higher probability entry. I think it's a much more solid entry than just trusting it now. Gold, yeah, so you got very similar levels to me, man. So I think that's a good option. I'd be looking for support to form. You've got your support a little bit lower down, which is fine as well. I think that's the 15-minute level. So that also is relevant. And it's all subjective. It's just whatever you think works for you. What do you think is right for you? I mean, it's very similar to my levels as well. So yeah, so I'd be looking at a similar thing. I mean, if price now does similar to what I mentioned on GJ, we start to consolidate a bit and start to close back above 2,316.8 or 7, whatever, really above 2,317, then I could trust that maybe we're ready to pull back. Doesn't mean we're going to necessarily pull the way back to retest the current daily candles high. I'd be looking at price to pull back to retest 2,320 first of all, the most recent resistance form on the way down. And that could be your sell options from that level there.
Like a minor structure, right?
Correct. That's what I'd be looking at right now. A little bit of structure to fall. Could be on a 15-minute and correlate it with 30-minute closing back bullish as well. And that could be enough. That could be a catalyst. What you also may get is if this 4 hour closes quite strong bearish, may even close below that 30-minute support, then on the pullback in the new 4 hour candle, you might be able to get involved in a buy if it has been consolidating and you start to pop above the consolidation. In anticipation, new 4 hour is going to create its upper wick, eventually form a resistance. Where it could form that resistance, this previous level to the left, that could be the highest point of the next 4 hour candle. Then you're waiting for, once again, a little bit of price action to give you a catalyst, so a little bit of support to form. Price begins to pop below support. That could be a sell option to take it back down in line with the previous 4 hour candle. So it's an area of interest to potentially buy it in anticipation that we could make a bit of a pullback before we do continue to the downside. If we are to continue to the downside, once again, price will need to respect this level. If it doesn't, then there is a good chance we're going to pull up to the next resistance, just obviously that little bit higher up. Oh, sorry, I thought the music switched over. It's a different track. Been having issues with music, yeah. Keep getting warnings. Yeah, so I like it. I think that's pretty good, man. And your buyers, obviously, you're waiting for price to pop up, which is absolutely fine as well. Very similar level.
I do have, like, for example, I just want to check if I'm doing the structure correctly.
Yep.
I believe in the 4 hours bearish, the 30-minute is bullish.
Wow, bearish, 30-minute bullish.
Yeah, I
4 hours bearish, correct.
Okay.
30-minute, has it just flipped? That's technically still bullish, I'd argue, as well. Correct? If it closes much lower down or any lower down, you could probably argue it's bearish, but yeah, I think that's correct. It's definitely correct in my opinion as well. Which is good.
Okay. Yeah, I've been studying, so I've been studying and watching the live streams.
I appreciate it, man. I know you're always there. I usually see your name pop up when you say g'day, so I do appreciate it. I know it's not easy time for you to be involved as well, so. But if you're up, I doubt you will be, but if you're up, I'm going to be doing an MY call for the Discord guys in about 2 hours or so after the stream. So
I'll be sleeping.
Yeah, I understand, bro. I don't blame you.
But I still use that content for education, to learn, you know?
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Nice one. Look at GJ make the move just now. So it's all good. If we'd been a little bit higher up, maybe you would have considered it, but it is what it is. Not comfortable getting involved in that first little impulse to the upside, so all good. I just need to wait for it now to either to reject and look for the sell option, or wait for pop back down, form that resistance, begin to pop above the resistance. Once again, very similar to gold. It could be the 4-hour candle cranks up a wick, breaking above the resistance. First of all, take a buy and a pullback, only to reject, potentially sell it once you have that resistance form within the new 4-hour candle in anticipation, put back down to retest the previous 4-hour candle's low. So that is GJ. I'm pretty sure I've covered both gold and GJ then. I'll be around for a call. Nice one, Steve. Great, good to hopefully have a chat to you as well. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. That was the move on GJ, so unfortunately it just hasn't really given me any confirmations today, but it's all good. Good to see price action work in the way I'm familiar with it working, just not quite sufficient enough catalyst at that level. I mean, a good catalyst, but just not right at the, I want it to be a little bit higher up, plus stop loss is way too big for my comfort. But nonetheless, otherwise a good stream, guys. Appreciate you all for joining. Do hit the like button once again if you haven't done. I'm pretty sure you all have though, because there's more likes than viewers, so I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow I'll be on from the usual 6:30 AM UK time. If anyone is interested, please join the Discord group. It is for free, guys, so do give it just join. You get free analysis, free updates, and you have a great community of traders who there's some really competent traders within there, so do join and chat away. I'll be on live with the Discord guys in a few hours from now. Until then, do take care, trade safe. We are trading MI, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers, my friends, and bye for now.
Take care, man.
Cheers, man. I'll chat to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.